solving for the roots of a polynomial equation, it is important to remember these. Solving the polynomial is sometimes called finding the roots or zeros of a polynomial. The highest degree of the polynomial is the highest exponential power of the variable term. The number of times a given factor appears in the factored form of the equation of a polynomial is called multiplicity. To identify possible rational roots, use the rational root theorem. The factor of the constant term divided by the factor of the leading coefficient. If the remainder comes out to be 0 when you apply synthetic division, and possible rational 0 as the divisor, the rational 0, which is the factor of the constant term divided by the factor of the leading coefficient, is a factor. Now, let's solve it. How many real roots are in the polynomial equation? X to the 4th power minus 8x squared plus 4 is equal to 0. Take note that the highest degree term of the polynomial, that is the term with the highest exponent, that exponent is how many roots the polynomial will have. And since the highest degree term of the polynomial is x to the 4th power, the number of real roots is 4. What are the roots of the equation? X to the 4th power times the quantity x plus 3 to the 2nd power times the quantity x minus 1 to the 3rd power is equal to 0. Equate the terms to 0. X is equal to 0. The quantity x plus 3 is equal to 0. Transpose 3 to the right side. X will be equal to negative 3. The quantity x minus 1 is equal to 0. Transpose negative 1 to the right side. X will be equal to 1. Take note that the exponent or power is multiplicity of each root. Therefore, the roots of the equation x to the 4th power is 0 multiplicity 4. Quantity x plus 3 to the 2nd power is negative 3 multiplicity 2. Quantity x minus 1 to the 3rd power is 1 multiplicity 3. If 2 is the root of x squared minus 3kx plus 3k minus 7 equal to 0, what is the value of k? Since 2 is the root of the equation, x will be equal to 2. Substitute x is equal to 2 to the equation. This will become 2 squared minus 3k times the quantity 2 plus 3k minus 7 is equal to 0. 2 squared will be equal to 4. Negative 3k times the quantity 2 will be negative 6k plus 3k minus 7 is equal to 0. First, let's combine the common terms. Negative 6k plus 3k, you will get negative 3k. 4 minus 7, you will get negative 3. So we will have negative 3 minus 3k is equal to 0. Since we are looking for the value of k, we will transpose negative 3 to the right side, which will become negative 3k is equal to 0 plus 3. So negative 3k is equal to 3. Divide negative 3 both sides. K will be equal to negative 1. What is the largest root of the polynomial equation x to the 4th power minus 7x cubed plus 17x squared minus 17x plus 6 is equal to 0? First, to determine how many roots, notice that 4 is the highest degree of polynomial. Then, it has 4 roots. Next step is to find one factor or root. The factors of the constant term 6 are 1, 2, 3, or 6. Therefore, the possible rational zeros are positive negative 1, 2, 3, or 6. Then, divide the polynomial by the factors. Use synthetic division if the remainder is 0. Then the factor is a root. Use as divisor the possible rational zeros. Positive 1, negative 1, positive 2, negative 2, positive 3, negative 3, positive 6, negative 6. Let's solve it using the coefficients and constants of the equation as the dividend and positive 1, the possible root, as the divisor. Bring down 1. 1 times positive 1 is positive 1. Negative 7 plus 1 is equal to negative 6. Negative 6 times positive 1 is equal to negative 6. 17 minus 6 is equal to 11. 11 times 1 is equal to 11. Negative 17 plus 11 is equal to negative 6. Negative 6 times positive 1 is equal to negative 6. And 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. Since the remainder is 0, 1 or x is equal to 1 is a root of the equation. The new equation is x cubed minus 6x squared plus 11x minus 6 is equal to 0. Again, let's divide it by the possible root, positive 1. Bring down 1. Positive 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Negative 6 plus 1 is equal to negative 5. Negative 5 times positive 1 is equal to negative 5. 11 minus 5 is equal to 6. Positive 1 times positive 6 is equal to positive 6. Negative 6 plus 6 is equal to 0. And since our remainder is 0, then our equation will be x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Next, we can solve the polynomial equation by factoring. X squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0 can be factored to quantity of x minus 3 times the quantity of x minus 2 is equal to 0. The factor of the polynomial equation is the quantity x minus 1 times the quantity x minus 1 times the quantity x minus 3 times the quantity x minus 2, which is equal to 0. Since we are looking for the largest root of the polynomial equation, we will use the largest factor, x minus 3, and equate it to 0. Transpose negative 3 to the right side, x will be equal to 3. Therefore, the largest root of the polynomial equation is 3. What are the roots of the equation? 3x to the 4th power plus 5x cubed minus 28x squared plus 4x plus 16 is equal to 0. To solve this problem, we'll be using synthetic division using the possible zeros as the divisor. Use the rational root theorem to identify rational roots. Therefore, the possible rational zeros, the factor of constant term divided by the factor of leading coefficient are positive negative 1, 1/3, 2, 2/3, 4, 4/3, 8, 8/3, 16 or 16/3. Now let's start dividing positive 1 with the coefficients. First, bring down the 3. Positive 1 times 3 is positive 3. Positive 5 plus positive 3 is positive 8. Positive 1 times positive 8 is positive 8. Negative 28 plus 8 is negative 20. Times 1 is negative 20. 4 minus 20 is negative 16. Positive 1 times negative 16 is negative 16. 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. Since our remainder is 0, 1 is a root of the equation. This could be written as x minus 1 is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. Now let's continue using positive 1 as the divisor. You will notice that our new remainder is negative 25. Which means positive 1 is no longer a root of the equation. We will be using negative 1, and we will notice that we have a positive 9 for the remainder, which means Negative 1 is also not a root of the equation. Using positive 2 as our divisor, we will get the remainder 0, which means positive 2 is a root of the equation. This can be written as x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x is equal to 2. The second root of the equation is 2. Now we only have 3 terms. We could get the trinomial 3x squared plus 14x plus 8 is equal to 0. Factoring this equation, we will get quantity 3x plus 2 times the quantity x plus 4. Equating 3x plus 2 is equal to 0, you will get x is equal to negative 2/3. And equating x plus 4 is equal to 0, x will be equal to negative 4. The third and fourth roots of the equation are negative 2/3 and negative 4. So the roots of our equation are 1, 2, negative 2/3, and negative 4.